Welcome to the Brewtiful Game Women's World Cup special. As always, I knew that was coming. As always, I am Blake here with Ferris.
Hola.
And Ron.
What's happening?
And we're going to take a look at the World Cup, which for us today is just started today. France against South Korea. What was that final? Was it 3-0? 4-0. Okay.
Yeah, France just annihilated
pretty good. So we have had the official opening of the Women's World Cup. Couldn't be more excited to have the next few weeks just filled with awesome soccer. So this is going to be our little World Cup preview kind of episode, taking a look at all the different teams, looking at the groups and kind of making maybe a few predictions and seeing how bad we do, because none of us were great during the Men's World Cup for our predictions.
That's not true. We were right. You and I, we both picked France.
Yeah,
I think I had like the 3 out of the top 4 teams that made it.
Yeah, I think you might have done better.
That's not entirely true.
It felt bad.
Yeah, our dark horse ones and all of that were a little bit wrong.
Yeah, and also we are going to do a little fun thing with, as you mentioned last time for the Men's World Cup. We also talked about teams. And we talked about the top beer in that country.
Changing up a little bit.
When we get to it a little bit, so we're changing up a little bit. But it's still going to be beer themed. And speaking of beer, Ferris, you brought the World Cup beer.
I did. This is I saw it and I'm like, this is a good American beer. This is a World Cup beer.
That's great.
This absolutely is. From a brewery that is local from the state of Florida, that is. I don't know if we've actually had this particular brewery on, but it is from Copperpoint Brewing Company in Boyton Beach.
Boyton Beach. I always like to say Boyton. Sounds like a weird sound effects.
And on the can, you have one badass chick on here that it says World Cup. It says badass women can kill it.
I'm excited to try this.
It's just a lager. Just a nice, easy sipping lager.
I love it.
It is their flagship beer from Copperpoint. But gentlemen, Ron, you cannot pour this into a glass.
Why?
Because I brought back a gift. We pass you the beer first, though.
Uh-oh. I do love the artwork.
So Ron goes away. He brings back fun things like scarves and kits and buys a club while he's over there. I don't know.
When Ron comes from China, he's going to buy a club.
I'm a little bit of a Chelsea owner.
I bring back stupid. Gentlemen, the reason you cannot pour that into a glass is...
Wait. God, this is going to be brilliant.
You just stand by 1 second while I get this prepared.
Oh, no. There's toys.
When is the last time?
Oh my God.
I can't believe this.
Stand by.
I accidentally saw what he is doing. Oh my God, that's brilliant.
If you pull out a beer bong, I'm going to be very upset.
No, close.
This episode's going to go pretty
very
bad.
close. I'm afraid I shook that can up too much, so I'm going to get one more.
This is
so stupid. But it is the best money that I ever spent.
What? Oh my God. It looks like he's got a can opener.
Nope.
No.
Close. It is a handle for your can.
Oh my. That's...
So you drink the can.
Take a picture of this.
Like
that is the dumbest thing I have ever seen. Now model that. I need to see that handle better. That.
Oh my God.
That is friggin'
it's
ridiculous.
A handle that kind of snaps onto the top and catches the bottom lips of the can itself.
So.
And it's
Blake, you get one?
And it's Manchester United red.
It is, but it is from St. Arnold's Brewing Company in Houston, Texas.
What's cool is you can make your can a righty or a lefty.
Yes, you can.
I would like to point out, this is not easy to get on.
No, you kind of have to, because you want to make sure it hangs onto your beer. So you kind of, the top goes on first, and then you have to snap in the bottom piece. But
I'm just like,
it will eventually get there.
I'm like scared to shove it.
Yeah, no, you just have to.
Title of your sex tape. We have watched too much Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh, yeah, you keep slamming that beer can, bro. Please don't point that.
That's why I put the other one back in. I was having a little bit of problems with it.
Please don't name that.
You just have to push it from the side there,
at
Blake.
the computer.
That's the name of your...
Oh, God.
Push it from the side.
Oh, God. I'm so
This
afraid.
is hysterical.
And I've never seen this before.
St. Arnold's Brewing. What'd you think of it?
Fantastic.
This is the dumbest thing. It's so dumb. It's awesome.
It is, exactly.
St. Arnold's Brewing, great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
how they
so
converted
cool.
that whole church over.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
So cool. Again, in Houston, and they had this gift shop, and I was just walking around a little bit of the gift shop, and I saw this, and I was like, what the hell is this? It's just the stupidest piece of plastic ever. But my God, how awesome is it?
So you've made like a German mug out of your can.
Exactly. For a lager. And this particular beer, let me read you. Sorry, we didn't actually say what it was, but it is, again, Copperpoint Brewing Company.
From Boyton Beach.
From Boyton Beach. And
Ferris always got the good classic Florida beers.
yeah, it's Copperpoint Lager. It's 5.0% ABV, IBU 15, a malt balanced German style copper lager. Best enjoyed a few at a time and with good friends. This beer is for everyone, seasoned craft drinkers to novice alike. Pairs wonderfully with food of all types. Your new favorite beer. I figure this is a World Cup drinking beer here.
I love it.
Enjoyed with friends. Badass chick on the can. Done.
Love it.
And then you add a handle to it.
The can
This
art.
says American right
The
here.
can art is super cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like World War II
Nose art.
like nose art. Yeah, it's kind of nicely. Yeah,
They also have, and it's a seasonal one that they have, but I did pick it up, and I just went through the pack before I had a chance to bring it on the pod because it was so good. But they have a what's the season
This
one?
handle's the dumbest thing. It's so
Isn't
dumb.
it?
It's awesome.
They have a Copperpoint B20 Bombarder. It's a 9.6% ABV, and it's an Imperial A10 Hop Hog Red IPA, and it is fantastic. It was so good, I just went right through it, and I have not seen it back at Total Wine since then. But yeah, and then on that, St. Arnold's Brewing provides the handles for us. I also hit up a few other breweries there. And gentlemen, do you know one that I did hit up that we've actually talked about on the pod before? Under the Radar Brewing.
Oh yeah.
And I had a chance. I stopped there right before I left town and had a wonderful chat with one of the owners, Fabian Gonzalez. And we just sat there, had a beer, had some of the street tacos from this truck, and we just talked. We talked beer. We talked how it's grown, how they started, how the Houston craft beer industry has gained, why these beer gardens they have out there are so big and so just like it's popular because it's not the mainstream thing to do, but it's not like going to a bar, going to a club. You can sit outside with your friends, and this particular one had a beer garden that had a 3-hole putt-putt course with
That's
empty
brilliant.
kegs as the holes and as the things that you have to get around on the course.
That's awesome.
fun.
And I went to Under the Radar, Carbotch Brewing, and Eighth Wonder, and they all were fantastic, really good beers. They all had beer gardens, which I thought were a little bit interesting because here in Florida we don't necessarily have beer gardens.
And it's hot in Houston, just like it is there,
Yeah,
though.
but it's
Here,
not as humid as it is here.
Yeah, I mean-
but they also, all of them had free hydration stations out there. So if you wanted a big glass of cold water, just go over there and get yourself a glass of cold water because it is hot. But man, I only had 4 while I was there, but there was another, I don't know,
There's a
10
lot.
that I could have.
Yeah.
If we opened a beer garden here, we'd have to invest in all those misters that constantly
Yes, we would
cool the area down.
portable AC units is what we would have
We would just get some really good theme park style theming and make the indoors look like the outdoors.
Yeah, right. It's the what is this? It's a warehouse with a bunch of chairs. Put on these VR goggles.
Right.
Exactly.
Now you're outdoors.
Right.
Exactly.
Now it's an immersive experience.
All right, well, shall we try this lager?
Copperpoint, just a Copperpoint lager.
Hey, way to represent the travel beers, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Adventure beers.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. I'm so scared to open it after shoving the handle on there.
Look, mine didn't foam over.
Handle.
All right. This is hysterical because we're at. Hold on.
It's like
We gotta.
So funny. Like, yeah, this is just hysterical to me.
Are we boomerang?
Like, so funny. Do another one. There we go. This is ridiculous. Okay. in our ridiculous
Gotcha.
little handles.
I feel so weird drinking into this.
Ooh, that's a really honey flavored beer.
Wow. That's a little sweeter than I expected, but it's really good.
But yeah, the malts. I would love to know what kind of malts they have because there's that real sweet.
Yeah, it doesn't say it on their site.
It's real sweet and not too sweet. I don't mean honey like if you want to get a honey flavor. Actually, the trick is there's certain malts to use. You don't actually put honey in it necessarily. It's just a soft malt sweetness. It says light toasted bread, slight malt sweetness, and that is exactly what it tastes like. Super smooth.
And Matt Cox is their head brewer there. Once in water, it's ready to. It's ready. It's time for the freshest hops and ingredients from all over the world, from Pacific Northwest hops to locally roasted coffee. Only the best for Matt Cox and his team there at Coppertail.
Nice. Well done.
Coppertailbrewing.com. Again, located in Boyton Beach. I'm sure.
Copperpoint, not Coppertail.
Coppertail's a different brewery.
Right. Did I say Coppertail?
Yeah.
Yes,
I've been trying not to say that. Copperpoint Brewing in Boyton Beach.
I was like, wait a second.
Coppertail's in
I'm going to
Tampa.
tell you the truth. I weirdly like the handle.
I do too. It's so weird to drink a can with a handle. Like
Yeah.
It doesn't feel natural, but yet it is.
All right. Well, shall we move on to our well done, man? Our
Women's World Cup.
Women's World Cup, the FIFA 2019 Women's World Cup.
Played in France.
And
How
it's
awesome is that?
going to be good, y'all, because there's a lot of good teams.
A lot of good teams, a lot of fantastic players. And you've been seeing a lot of quotes, especially today, from various pundits and U.S. players that 4 years ago, you could probably only name 2-3 teams that might have a chance to win the entire thing. You can name easily 5, 6,
There
7
are dark
teams.
horses that don't sound like dark horses here.
Right.
Yeah.
You have a lot of very good teams. The talent that a lot of the other countries like England, like Jamaica, that are really coming up and have poured funds and coaching and academies and all of those things into the women's game has really shown, and I hope really showcases this World Cup, because the talent that is going to be on display over the next month is phenomenal.
Yeah. And it also, if like you guys were just saying, the fact that so many other teams are contenders this season or this World Cup year, go back 4 years to the last one, there was 3 to 4 teams that were great. Now you're looking at 7 to 8 teams that are honest contenders for the first place spot. Currently, in the FIFA World Rankings, you have the USA 1, Germany 2, England 3, France 4, Canada 5, Australia 6, Japan 7, Netherlands 8, Sweden 9, Brazil 10.
That France sounds low to me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But by total points coming in, that's the current FIFA rankings. But how great is it that the top 10 are all good contenders? It's
going to be absolutely.
That's what you look at. You look back 4 years, and
That wasn't necessarily the case.
Right, 5 to 6 teams have really stepped up their games.
Oh, yeah. And that's why we should have a slew of really fantastic games.
Yeah, and there are some really, well, because of that, there are some really good groups here that have fascinating games in all of them. I mean, you can look down, a little bit early, but look down at Group D: England, Scotland, Argentina, Japan. That is a tight group that is going to be a lot of fun to watch. How much fun is that England-Scotland game going to be to watch?
Yeah.
Dude.
And then you have, go down to Group F, United States in the same group as Sweden. Well, do you remember what happened at the Olympics?
Yep.
Sweden knocked the U.S. out and by playing boring football or whatever Hope Solo came out and said. So you have some really just tasty games here that's going to make for a fantastic month of soccer watching.
Well, so
June 7 to July 7, a whole month.
How cool is that?
we were talking, oh man, it ends right before you have to leave, right?
Yep.
Wow, that timed out well.
Also, interesting to note, I am probably the most outspoken person on the pod for how bad technology is in different leagues and things like that. The FIFA World Cup, Women's World Cup app is great.
Is it?
Because the one for the men that year was,
It's actually very good. So if you don't have it, go to the app store
I'm glad
and
you
download
said
it.
that
right now.
because I didn't, because I assumed it was still bad.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing I think that they can improve upon is that once the game is finished, they should put a 5-minute highlight reel on.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's the only thing they didn't do.
Who knows?
I wonder what kind of
there's
TV rights.
if there's any kind of weird right stuff.
You still own the game. I don't
Yeah,
care.
true.
It's a highlight reel.
No,
It's not the whole thing.
I don't know, man. Because if that's an international app, but Fox has the rights to the I think that stuff gets so crazy, especially like because it's being shown in so many different countries. I wouldn't be shocked if they even weren't contracts didn't let
I
them.
found it on YouTube 10 minutes after the game was over, and I can see that all over the world. There's
but
no
it's not
difference.
supposed to be on YouTube.
There's no difference.
People going through, they get that stuff shut down all the time. The NFL's really quick to shut those things down.
Yeah, they are.
So for our breakdown,
Yeah.
so each one of us we'll go through a person time going through the groups. We will talk about each group, talk about notable players, do our predictions. But you added a beer twist that's a little different from our previous World Cup.
Correct. Instead of top beer, we have added the top brewery in each of these nations, courtesy of Untapped.
So then what will happen is
ratings and statistics and all the things that people then pour into that. They've gathered all this and have created a list for each of these countries, plus many, many more on what the top breweries look like.
So it's going to be the top like craft brewery.
yes.
Yes, correct.
So
correct.
just as we we'll be doing kind of our brackets pick, if you will. We'll be making our predictions for who moves forward. Just like we did for the Men's World Cup, we are going to do the Beer World Cup, and we'll do a little research after this pod.
Correct, before we pick our top two teams and the three from the...
Yeah, I like it. All right, cool. You can take away with Group A.
Cool. Group A, we have the home nation of France. We also have Norway, South Korea, and Nigeria. France, they're pretty darn good. They have a
certainly
lot,
good today.
Yeah, they have a lot of very good players. I'm going to butcher a lot of these names, so I apologize.
If anyone listened to our Men's World Cup pod, they would not be shocked.
It was brutal. Madeline Henry, she's mainly a center attacking mid. She is definitely a player to look out for. She will create a lot. She's been here before. She is the Lyon captain. She's a player, and she will drive this team forward. You have Eugene Le Samoa, striker and center attacking mid, and Sarah Buhadi.
I think it's Buhadi.
Buhadi. Off to a good start. As a goalkeeper there for them. But you also have other names. What was she scored 2 today. She's fantastic for France too. The name is absolutely I'm not sure, but France are expected to do very, very well. They, especially playing in France at home crowd, a lot of the games are sold out, especially ones that they are playing. Interesting, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, but
Renard,
thank you. Which was a Bond villain.
It means Fox.
Yeah, it was a Bond villain in The World Is Not Enough, which was not the best Bond film, but nonetheless.
turns out that movie wasn't enough.
But France, if they go top of the group and say the U.S. go top of the group, they then play in the quarterfinals. First game out of the group.
Oof.
How crazy would that be? And France, if you remember, beat the U.S. In January in France. So anyways, getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here, but expected to do very good. A lot of people have picked them to win the entire thing, and why not? They're ranked, 4th right now in the rankings, but on home soil, they're going to be very, very strong and hard to knock off the top of this table. The top brewery is Poppin. It's a microbrewery located in Vermont.
Vamore?
Is it Vermont? Vermont, Yuen, France.
Yo,
I can't.
not
Not my strong suit. Not my strong suit.
I mean, I won't be any better.
No judgment.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the microbrewery that is top rated in France. We'll get some more info on that and see if it makes it in any of our beer brackets.
I'm excited about that. I
Our
love
brewery
this.
bracket.
Putting a little homework.
Brewery brackets.
Putting a little homework on us. God, drinking out of this handle from the can
so
is so
weird,
weird.
So
isn't
weird,
it?
but it feels so.
I feel like putting my pinky up.
You kind of do because it's not like a real big mug pint glass, but it's weird.
I definitely expect it to feel heavier when I pick it up.
Yes, you feel like
know what I mean? Like,
because
correct.
it's got the handle like the German pint.
Right,
big,
there's no glass.
yeah,
There's no.
those dimpled mugs or whatever. Like
Right.
yeah. It you feel like it should be more. It's so funny.
Moving along in this group, we have Norway, a pretty big team, but a big team without what is arguably their best player not playing in this World Cup. She won the Ballon d'Or this year for the women's game. Ada Hegenberg, she is skipping this World Cup to draw light to the fact that the women's game is not treated as fairly and looked upon as such in the global soccer world. So she will not be at this World Cup.
Was she going to draw attention to Norway for that? I mean, that's
Yeah, because every time there's a Norway game, they're going to mention
bring that up.
that.
Yeah, and of
Right.
course, like every time they talk about the U.S. women's team, it comes up because they're currently battling.
Right.
They've got the
And
lawsuit for
it's not only
discrimination
to help,
against. Yeah,
right. It's not only to help draw that attention to the world, but mainly for her, also her, the Norwegian Football Association there to show
the Men in Blazers has a really good. The last 3 or 4 episodes, like American Legends and Raj interviews a star. Like one's Crystal Dunn, which is phenomenal. The one is Alex Morgan, and Alex Morgan says it. She's like. Basically, I'm fine. This isn't for me. This we're doing this for the people that come after us. Like,
Yeah.
Because this isn't
Yeah.
gonna. This might not help anything with us right now.
now,
It's
but
people that come
down
after,
the line
yeah.
it might. Yeah. But the players that are there, Maren Majuli, she's a defender. Maria Thorson Torder.
I don't know. She's got Thor in her name, and that's awesome.
She does
we
absolutely
just drank
have-
some Thor beer.
She's
Thor
also a
Stoter.
defender, and Graham Hansen is a right wing speedy player.
Can we just
off
pretend
there.
her name is Maria Thorisdottir? Can we just pretend
Thorisdottir?
in my brain that she's Thor's daughter? That's what that means. Thor's
Fair
daughter.
enough. I like it.
Boom. Done.
I like it.
Brilliant.
But Norway still a strong side and could very easily end up second in this group, if not first. But France look a little too strong. Their brewery top rated, Servisham, is a microbrewery located in Oslo, 0177 Norway.
You doing to Norway, right, Ron?
Yeah.
Did you hear that place?
No.
I mean, it's a big place.
Yeah. Their top commercial beer is Mac.
I mean, I live in
So
Orlando.
that's
I-
everywhere.
I don't know Mickey personally. So, I mean, you know,
Right.
that's how it
Wait,
works.
you don't?
No, it's a big place. People don't realize that. They all just assume.
So that is Norway. We then go to South Korea. South Korea got beat today by a lot of goals by France, though.
4-0.
No shame in that.
But I
don't think
feel
South
good
Korea
about their brewery as I look at it.
Yes, they do.
I feel good about their brewery.
We'll skip right to that.
Yeah.
Gorilla Brewing Company.
Yeah, buddy.
So
That's up there with some neck throat punch or
Yes,
whatever.
it is.
Some of the beers we had for the Men's World Cup.
Is a microbrewery located in South Korea. So
Gorilla
we'll
Brewing
get some more
Company. I
info
like
on
that.
that when we reconvene and talk about some of these. But
I was just in South Korea.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
a little.
see if you can hit up Gorilla Brewing.
Yeah, I didn't see anything from Gorilla Brewing on any of the menus.
Yeah, Ron, while he's in China, starting in July for a while, we are going to get a education on the brew scene.
Good.
out
Ron
there.
can do Group
yeah.
B because that's the group that China's in. Some of their players, whew, Lord help me here. Choi So Hun and Ji So Yun.
You're not too far off, I don't think.
You're welcome. Both midfielders, and Should have been stronger today. I think they definitely can be and definitely will be in other games, but they're in a very tough group. France, obviously, no mugs. Norway, no mugs. And then the last team in this group, Nigeria. Nigeria, in my opinion, is one of those dark horses that can really turn the tides of a game because of their speed and because of how they play. Will they get a chance to do that? Can they do that against France? And can they advance out of this group? We'll see. But they're kind of led by two forwards, Anam Emma and Asante Osola, both forwards of theirs, both really help them get into this World Cup. So look for them to be one of those dark horses there. And then their top brewery is Guinness, Nigeria. It's a macro brewery located in Nigeria.
You know what's interesting? I got to go to the Guinness Brewery at St. James Gate in Ireland, and you got the education on so Guinness Draft. Whenever you see that always comes from Dublin, Ireland, right? If it's the stout, the foreign stout, or the extra foreign stout, or if it's the regular stout, not the draft, that comes from whatever breweries are more local to you. So there's I think there's even one down in the Caribbean, and what's crazy is they taste a little different because of some local water, some locals. So, yeah, it turns out and it said where do you think the most Guinness is drank? And yes, Ireland was the number one. But then other places you were surprised because you play these little interactive games and stuff. Nigeria was one.
Oh, wow.
Right. And I believe on when we're doing the men's, when we got to Nigeria, the top rated beer from that country came from this brewery.
Yeah. And I've tried some, I can't remember if I had one from Nigeria or not, but I tried some of the ones from different areas, and you were oh, there actually is a real distinct difference. And what's cool is the recipe is basically the same. So it's literally your local ingredients that are just kind of altering it a little bit. So anyway.
All right, gents. Top two teams to come out of this group. Blake.
I think
in order, please.
We're all going to be this way. It's going to be France, Norway.
Okay. Ron?
Ditto. France, Norway.
I will go France.
You going to say Nigeria?
I will go Nigeria.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Take it away, Ron.
All right, so Group B, 2019 Women's World Cup in France. Group B starts off with Germany. Ooh,
powerhouses.
Great team. Players of note for them, and Alexandra Popp, great striker, and I couldn't even begin to pronounce this one.
Jennifer
Morosen?
Jennifer? Like a Jennifer, but for German? What it looks like.
It's a Jennifer.
Morosen? We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Guys, we do so much research.
When I was looking at this, though, and I had to find out what her first name was because any site only had her last name.
She's like a Marta.
Right, exactly.
So she's the captain of the Germany squad who led her team to the 2016 Olympic gold medal. Another player we should be looking out for in Germany is the 21-year-old midfielder Leah Schuler, who is definitely worth watching. She scored the winner against France in February and has 8 goals in 12 games for her team there. So
that's a lot of goals.
Yeah. Then we have Spain. Going back to the brewery. Sorry about that. It's a nano brewery located in Duisburg, Nordrhein-Westfalen, Germany.
Yeah, that was awesome sounding.
Ooh, that was a tough one.
I don't know if any of it was right.
Could not have done better. So don't worry.
Hustekard. That's what I'm going to call it. I've never heard of any of it, so we'll have to do a little homework and figure that one out. Next up is Spain. Spain having a really good year in the run up to this. Players to watch out for: Vicky Losada is the midfielder, Patri Guerra center midfield, and Hermosa is the striker.
Good striker too.
Yeah, their defense has been absolutely incredible in this. They've risen super fast in the past year and change. leading up to the World Cup. They've gone 8-0 leading up to the World Cup with only 2 goals against them in qualifying. So their defense is absolutely stunning. So they're going to be a team you want to watch because they're flying high. The next one in Group B is China, of course. And you're going to watch out for Wang Shuang. She's the midfielder, absolute star of the team, plays for Paris Saint-Germain.
Yes.
And then Li Ying, who is the striker for their team. Now, the thing you're going to watch out for China is if Wang can stay healthy, she is going to put that team on her back and carry them forward. If she can't, China has no hope. There's really not a lot going on with China other than, I would say, Li Ying, who is the striker. She's really savvy at putting the ball in the back of the net. But it's Wang who you are really looking for clever play, clever link up, and ball distribution. So if they're firing on all cylinders, China's going to be great. If not, they're going to be bottom of the group. Just my thought. The last, brewing company, Jing Brewing, which I've heard of, microbrewery, and they have a couple of different locations, mostly Shanghai and Beijing, and they have some pretty good beers. So I'll probably vote for that one because I've actually had it.
Cool, man.
South Africa is the next, the final team in Group B, and Janine Van Wyk, defense,
Formerly of the Houston Dynamo.
phenomenal player.
Or Dash, sorry.
And Tembe, that's a hard one. Gatlana, who's the striker. South Africa, this is their first ever Women's World Cup, which is
We have a couple of those, actually.
super great.
Mm-hmm. Which shows you how the game has just completely grown across the globe.
Yeah. So Jamie Van Wyk, who's the captain, I cannot wait to
Played over
see
100 games for them. Wow.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what color spiked hair she comes with. She's always changing her hair, spiking it, and making it different colors.
And the Tembe, the striker, also played for the Dash. And guess where she plays now, Ron?
Where?
Beijing BG Phoenix FC.
Snazzy.
But a young forward that will bag some goals in this tournament for sure.
Yeah. Their brewery is the Makana Meadery. Meadery located in Grahamstown, Eastern Cape, South Africa. That's going to be a fun group to watch. Especially if China, Spain, and Germany are all firing. That's going to be a slugfest right to the end.
Yes, indeedy. All right.
And you did their brewery?
Yes,
Yep.
you did. Blake,
All right.
picks.
So,
Top 2.
oh, sorry. I was about to move on. I'm going to be boring again. It's going to be Germany and Spain.
Ooh. So Ron of China.
I'm going Germany, Spain as well.
Sure, why not? Germany, Spain. Take it away, Blake.
All right. So I'm going to move on here to Group C. Ooh, I know we hate this term.
Fun group, though. Fun group.
Group of deathy a little bit, this group.
Yeah, you can see that. Sure.
I mean, like this is a tough group.
Absolutely.
To be in. First up, let's see. We got Italy here. In Group C, players of note, Barbara Bonanessa. Italian's easier because it pretty much they don't change their
sounds like
pronunciations.
yeah.
So she let's see, Barbara Bonanessa, you're forward that you should probably expect a lot out of. And let's see, she plays on Juventus actually.
Yep.
You also have the striker Valentia Gianti with a G. Is it G?
Yeah, it's a hard G.
Yeah. Ron's also of Italian descent, so I just
And
looked at
she's
him.
only played for Italy 25 times, but had
Giacinti?
six goals. So you're going to look for her to lead the line there. She's currently playing for AC Milan.
But then you also have Christina Guerelli, who, let's see, I was looking here. It said that she had scored 7 goals in the UEFA qualifiers. So you got a lot of ability to score in Italy.
But yes, but also like Italian football, they can defend. Well, and in this group, can they defend and hold back the
what's cool?
Likes of
2 decades since they've been in the World Cup.
Well, just like pretty much it's going to almost be for their ends team who didn't make this pass.
Oh, that's true. Won't be as long. But, yeah, right. But you know. So they are back. Part of that is attributed to finally supporting the women's game in Italy, and it's made a huge difference.
And I think the hard part is the 2 up front. Christina, like you said, she plays for Juventus, 51 appearances, 27 goals. For them, can they put the ball in the back of the net? Yes. But will they get the ball? That's going to be the question for Italy. We know they can defend, and we know they have people up front that can put the ball in the back of the net. But who in midfield is going to produce those assists and see those passing lanes and get the ball up front so they can put the ball in the back of the net? That's going to be a challenge for Italy in this group.
Their brewery of note is Ca del Brado. Am I saying that right?
A lot better than what I could have said.
A microbrewery located in Pianura, Bologna, Italy. I'm so excited to look these up and learn what all the top.
That's why it's a little bit of homework because can't pick just off the cuff. You got to do a little bit of research.
Next team to look at, Brazil.
Ooh.
Good. Brazil, they put out good players, y'all. Don't know if you know that.
Yeah, but their women's game in the past year or so has not been where it should. And if Marta doesn't win anything in this cup, she'll go down as the best to ever play the game, but have not won a single thing.
This is Marta's, who plays now in the Pride, her 5th, probably final World Cup. I saw this stat here. No woman has scored more in World Cup than her. 15 goals at this point.
That's a lot.
Yep. It should be noted, the run-up for getting Brazil in, their 8th World Cup, they scored 31 goals in 7 games at the Copa America, while allowing only 2.
Yeah, their attacking is going to be absolutely ridiculous. But I do think that they didn't have quite as hard as a schedule in their qualifying. So obviously, a lot of those games were
very true.
Were very high scoring.
But still, it's going
to be great.
What's that old Lombardi quote? The winning is a habit.
It ain't over till it's over.
And so a very, very impressive. Players of note, Adriana, midfielder, Lumila, Ford, and Marta, of course. Ford.
Can I just say how awesome it is that pretty much every Brazilian soccer player has one name?
Oh, yeah. They're like, we are so awesome. We only need one name.
You only need
by
to
the way,
one.
Not listed on here, but Formija, I'm sorry for pronouncing that wrong, she's playing in her 7th World Cup at 41.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
Isn't that insane?
Crazy.
Yeah.
And guys, like, if you ever get a chance to see Marta play live in the NWSL, you should go. She's frightens
phenomenal.
Me.
Yeah,
the face
phenomenal.
She makes, I would be afraid if she ran.
She's the closest thing the women's league has to Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
One of my favorite things about where our seats the previous year, where we were kind of just above eye level looking at the pitch ground, was watching Marta's footwork take the ball away from people or holding on to it.
Yeah, especially when she completely loses all her stature. And by that, I mean, she just kind of stands up straight and does nothing with the ball and lulls the defender into a false sense. And then she's gone in a heartbeat.
Dude, to me, that is that Brazilian culture of a soccer ball at the feet from like freaking birth. You know what I mean? Like, just, it looks
she's like a hummingbird. How
extension of the body. Their brewery, Cervejaria Augustinus. It's a microbrewery located in Sao Paulo, Amazonas, Brazil. Sao Paulo. All right. Man, we are terrible at names. Now this moves us over to the Matildas as we get over to Australia. People that we're pretty familiar with.
Oh, yeah.
Players of note. Sam Kerr in her prime.
Great player.
Watch out for Australia.
Yep.
Just for her alone.
Yeah.
Let's see. Though, I'm talking about the rest of the players first. But Alana Kennedy, center midfielder. Steph Catley, formerly of the Pride. Where's she at now?
Seattle Reign.
Right. Boy, hate to see her go.
She's one of the best fullbacks in the league.
As it said, Sam Kerr, 25-year-old striker who made the senior team debut at 15.
That's so great.
She's the Australian captain, the world's most dangerous player. Now, what's a little interesting with them is that 5 months ago or so, they fired their coach based off a couple of anonymous surveys amongst the team. And some of the main stars were very shocked that their coach at the results of that.
Interesting.
Those anonymous surveys. But the Ante, I don't know if I'm saying this, but Ante Milicic, a former assistant with the men's national team, has been brought in to put things back together going into France. So that's just gonna be an interesting story to see how that all that plays out. What that does for them. If that
yeah, but you can see them top the group though, because they are strong.
Sure.
Probably not as strong as they should be, but they do have a good core there, and as long as they play fluid and as a team, I know that sounds just very, well, yeah, you play as a team, you win.
The past three quarterfinals, past 3 World Cups.
Correct.
Sam Kerr in her prime.
Correct.
I feel like there's going to be a hunger
to get right.
that makes them a little more dangerous than what even they have on paper.
Yes, and you have a good chance to nip this group if you can, because while Italy can be tough, not quite up to speed. Brazil can be very tough, but not really firing on all cylinders from all accounts, right now. And then we get on to our next team, which would probably be their toughest game in this group.
Okay, guys, my favorite, maybe everybody in the World Cup, right? We always end up finding a team that's like, I'm a little torn. I have 2 that might be my.
Wait, did you go with the brewery first? In Australia?
Sorry. Wildfire for the Brewing of Australia. Thank you. Brewery of Australia. Wildflower Brewing and Blending. Microbrewery located in Marrickville, Australia. When I researched this one, I'm looking for some really fun names. If I remember correctly, there were some fun names that Australia beers had. So that is their brewery of note. Now, this next team, I always kind of have a team.
This is such a cool story.
That's not. I just root for him. And you can't help it. Dude, we have Cool Runnings, the soccer version going on right now. It's so Jamaica.
We got the soccer team.
What is awesome, they're called the Reggae Girls with a Z. Freaking love that. I want a t-shirt. They're the first Caribbean team to get to the Women's World Cup. And an achievement that said that came 5 years after they rose from the ashes of a cut in funding. So most of this turnaround was an investment by none other than Bob Marley's daughter.
Which is so cool.
Isn't that awesome?
How freaking rad is that,
awesome?
man?
It's just awesome.
Jamaica.
So their story is pretty rad. They're in a rough group. Khadija Shaw, player of note, forward.
Very good forward. She already had 22 appearances for Jamaica and scored 31 goals.
She's known as Bunny. She was a star of
Tennessee
University
Volunteers.
of Tennessee. Yep.
Yeah, man. Go Vols.
19 goals, the most by any player in the qualifying cycle. That's pretty good. So
she needs to keep putting it in the back of the net.
Konya Plummer, center back, another player of note for Jamaica. Their story is just awesome. I'm excited to see.
Great. I can't wait to watch them play.
Do you know where she played at?
I do not. Konya Plummer? No.
UCF Knights.
No joke.
Yeah,
awesome, man.
Right down the road.
All right,
but
see,
it's
totally. This is my other little team.
The one thing when looking at this team is what a wonderful accomplishment to get here. To have a good forward and a good center back, that's the beginnings of a good core there. So if these two can really, if one can lead the line and one can protect and hold the line, you can see Jamaica go far in this tournament.
Jamaica's brewery of note, Desnoes and Geds. Desnoes and Geds. I'm not sure. DSNOES.
Sure.
And Geds, GEDDES. It's a macro brewery located in Kingston, Jamaica. Yeah, that's a tough group.
Top 2.
I think my top 2. I'm gonna go Australia and Italy.
Ooh. Look at that.
Okay. Ron?
Brazil, Australia.
Brazil, Australia, eh?
I'm going to be really rooting for Jamaica, though.
Yeah, me too.
I will actually go. Jamaica tops the group and takes the tournament just by storm. The Reggae Girls just coming firing out the gate. And then I will also go with Australia coming out of this group.
All right. That's fun.
Yep. Before we move on to Group D, it's kind of the halfway point because there's 6 groups.
Group D, by the way, is like my group in the sense of if you know about my life and places I've been and visited and loved, this is like my group, Group D.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you.
And the group we might have given Ferris his easiest pronunciations in.
God bless it. Thank you.
I can take it if you want.
No, thank you. All right. And another
thank you for this other
lager for you.
Copperpoint Brewing lager. Dude, the honey.
Badass woman on it.
The honey notes on this lager are
very good.
Really
It's
dig.
good. It is definitely, Ron.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. And then I got the one that I kind of shook up before that I was like, oh, okay, let's see how it goes.
Perfect.
It is a little tough to get the handles on, but I like it because
Getting the handle off is actually
it's also tough too. But you can at least like squish the can a little bit. But I like it because then it means that your beer is secure because you don't want like a loose handle on your can of beer.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Alrighty. Here we go. Group D of the 2019 Women's FIFA World Cup. First group, England.
Good team.
Yes, they are. They have really been on the up and up. Head coach by Phil Neville, former Manchester United great. Lucy Bronze is their just absolute key defender there at the back. She is really gonna hold this back line and needs to hold this back line because if she does, that will allow all of the talented English players in front of her to play. She currently plays for Olympique Lyonnais, the best women's club team in the world, arguably. And she's been playing with the England national team, under 17s, under 19s, under 20s, under 23s. She currently has 66 appearances for the national team, senior national team, since 2013.
They're going to be brutal.
You also have Tony Duggan, a forward who will help lead the line there. And she too is somebody that I think you're going to really try to rely on. She's been with the England 80s just as long. Current team is with Barcelona. I believe they were in the FIFA Women's Champions League along with Olympique Lyonnais. So somebody that you definitely want to put the ball in the back of the net. And then you have Nikita Paris, who is really touted at the current time. I believe plays for Manchester City's team. But she's being talked about as somebody that can really, Manchester City for 2016, 2019. But she has made the switch over to Lyon at the start of this next year. And she is somebody that is really being looked upon as the next up-and-coming, just complete star for them. She's only made 33 senior appearances, but already has 12 goals.
Jeez.
She is kind of, I don't want to say like the Raheem Sterling of the national, but a young, speedy, good player, forward, attacking. So the England team has a lot of hope. They also have a couple, Rachel Daly, who plays for the Dash over here in the NWSL, made the squad, so she will be over there. But they have a very, very good team, and I think they can go a long way, and they can cause a lot of teams problems. We saw that here throughout the She Believes Cup and the She Believes Cup, and then what was the one 2 years ago? Tournament of something.
The She Believes Cup has happened a couple times. Was it that again?
Yeah, something else.
That happens every year.
Yeah.
But it was actually here they played because we watched the
it's
U.S. and
happened
England
a
play
couple of times here. Right?
Here, has it happened twice here?
Was that just a friendly?
Maybe one was a friendly. I don't remember. Yeah.
It
Anyway,
plays in select cities, southern cities.
You know,
It does,
We're
but-
just saying that. Yeah, but it's happened a couple of times here. Like we've had the games.
right.
here.
The She Believes Cup was. I don't remember. Yeah. Anyways, we've seen England here before. The brewery, top brewery there, Mills Brewing, a microbrewery located in Ham Gloucestershire, England.
Gloucestershire.
Gloucestershire. Sorry. Yes. Good. Thank you.
That one I did know.
That one you do know. Yes, indeed.
Gloucestershire, right? This is
Gloucestershire. Sure. Sounds good to me.
Right? Isn't that Richard III?
Gloucester.
Gloucester.
Also in this group,
England to
the
the
England.
discontent.
Okay. The England rival in Scotland makes this group very, very good.
And what's cool about this is that rivalry.
Yes, exactly. And if I'm not mistaken,
gonna be
Ron,
vicious.
you may have to check this.
And help
I believe that's the first game out of the group.
I
with this,
wish
which I
we
think
could
is
be
on
in the-
Sunday, which means I'll get to watch this one because I really cannot wait to watch this England.
I wish we
Scotland
could be
match.
in the UK to watch this because the rating should be very good.
Yeah.
12 o'clock Eastern
On Sunday.
on Sunday the 9th.
Oh, where will I be?
At 12.
I might be on the road.
I've got
I'm gonna
friggin' work.
record it though.
I
On
will
Sunday?
be watching that.
Yeah, I do.
Damn.
I will be off.
I will have to either record it and probably listen to it on the radio. Anyways,
I might sneak in my. It's Fox, right? Yeah, so I'll
Fox,
sneak
yeah.
in the- Big
All,
Fox.
all these games are on Fox, which is awesome for them to have. They did last year's World Cup did such a fantastic job, and it's so awesome to have them. I was listening to the radio broadcast on Fox Radio, which is actually the TV commentary. So it was JP Dellacamera and Ali Wagner.
I like that they do that.
Yeah, I do too. And I love Ali Wagner is such a fantastic
She's great.
commentator. She can do men's, women, Martians, aliens commentary. She is fantastic. She's so smart, so intelligent, knows the game so well, knows when to chime in with that commentary, doesn't overstep or doesn't try to push anything. She is brilliant.
You mean anti-MLS commentary?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and she doesn't go, go.
Right. She doesn't try to do anything that she doesn't know.
You did it
Which
wrong,
is
Ron.
fantastic.
It's go.
Oh, yeah,
You actually
yeah.
hear him breathe in, and it
Yeah,
makes me
sure.
nuts.
That's the grossest part. This is the grossest part.
Yeah,
Right.
So
But
gross.
Aaron Cuthbert currently plays for Chelsea. Has played 26 times for Scotland with 7 goals, so she will help anchor that midfield there. Then you have Jane Ross, who is a forward for Scotland, and she's going to need to put the ball in the back of the net because Scotland's not necessarily known for that, but she's going to need to. And over her years in the Scotland national team since 2009, she has had 118 appearances with 56 goals, so she'll need that to help them get out of this group. And then Caroline Weir, kind of a center attacking midfielder there, kind of rounds out a nice core for them that hopefully will produce goals and get them out of the.
You know who else is on that team?
Who?
National team forward Claire Emsley, who just signed for the Orlando Pride.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
We have 9 players involved in the World
9
Cup.
players
Yeah.
going to the World Cup from the Orlando
Do not
Pride.
help our no-win season at this point right now.
No, it's gonna be a
The
rough,
cool
rough
thing,
year.
though, is
Go for
on
national glory.
the NWSL, you can sign players while your other players are out, and it doesn't count against you.
Correct.
So that's pretty slick because most of our starting team is over in the World Cup playing for other countries. So you can. I think it's great that you can sign other players in the interim.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of hope that Scotland get knocked out early because we get her back. Anyways,
No, go Scotland.
well, agreed. But Vault City Brewing is a nano brewery. Gentlemen, do you know what a nano brewery is?
Tiny brewery.
Yeah, 9.
It's
It'd be
smaller than
10
macro.
gallon usually system. Well, I get that, not necessarily, but I've seen some nano breweries that just had small 10 gallon systems, basically double the size of what you typically do at home brew. And yeah, they make small batches. I actually went to a nano brewery, not in Edinburgh, but in Pitlochry, Scotland. That was delicious. They actually had a Braveheart.
Oh, nice.
It's a
In
nano
Wallace.
brewery.
What
See
did
if
you-
Siri knows.
I found this on the web.
Oh, she's
lame.
More. You cheated.
Why did I cheat?
No, she cheated.
Oh,
not
yeah.
you cheated. She cheated. I'll just go to the web. Well, yeah, anybody can do that. Siri.
but I want to try that because that did not exist when I was in
That's pretty cool. Edinburgh, city of Edinburgh. Then we go on to Argentina. Sol James, striker for a lot. They have a lot of forwards. Beline Patasa, another forward, and then Stefana Bonini, who is touted as the Argentinian Messi for the women's game. She will kind of be the focal point. And well, she'll kind of be the focal point. She's currently off with Levante on loan, but she has played a couple different spells with the Washington Spirit, and she's played only 16 times for Argentina, but has 6 goals. So she is really going to need to lead the line and put that ball in the back of the net if Argentina wants to get out of this group. And I believe this brewery also provided the top beer for us when we did Argentina for the men's. Gigantes Perdidos.
Oh, that they made their. Oh, they made
remember
the
that,
top.
yeah, whatever that top beer was at the. Located in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So apparently they produce some good stuff, and that is their top brewery because they have top beers, top brewery. But Argentina going to really need to play up to their full potential here to hopefully get out of this group, because with England and Scotland already in there, they have another hitter, which for me makes this kind of the group of death because they also have Japan in there. Japan finished they were in the finals 4 years ago, and they've always done very, very well. Their main kind of one of their main players in this tournament is Saki Kumagai. Thank you. I can repeat back what people say, but I can't say it on my own at first.
Pulisic.
Exactly. Going to Chelsea. I
know he's going to have to say it so much next season.
My God. She has been a longtime player of the top club team in the women's game since 2013. She's been a part of Olympic Lyonnais. She's played 119 times for them and scored 22 goals. And she's been with Japan under 19s, under 20s, has over 103 appearances for Japan. She plays more. She kind of sits back a little bit more with them, which they have to at times. But she is a very, very strong player that they are going to have to rely on to help them get out of this group, because without her at the back and her kind of knowledge of the game and her how she sees the field, it could be a rough time for them. But Ucho Brewing is a microbrewery located in
Yamanashi.
Thank you. Yamanashi, Japan. That rounds
Have you
up.
tried that one, Ron?
Yes.
I have.
Yep.
I had. There was when I
brewery?
was. Yeah. When I was in Japan in 2004, I tried one craft brew place. I can't remember what it's called, but it was not a big thing then.
Craft brewery is huge in Japan right now. And craft beer and gin have just seemed to take Japan by force.
Again, another reason it's one of my favorite countries. Delicious craft beer and gin.
They have
You do like the
such
gin.
good
I
gin.
do like the gin.
like the gin.
One of these days, I was thinking of doing a craft gin. Is my
like it.
pick. Yeah,
Well, we've done Jameson on here before, haven't we?
sure. I just can't do it
Bourbon?
like the day I had rum in here because I was so angry at
Oh,
Arsenal.
yeah.
And then you're
Burn it all out! Burn it all out!
Your vengeful drinking. Burn it down.
You know, that's how I knew that I was still doing better. Was that after that Arsenal Chelsea game, I wasn't that angry. So I was like, yeah, I guess we're still not as bad as it was. Anyway,
that drink was your Matterhorn.
Yeah.
The look is right there.
yep.
Blake, top 2 teams come out of this group.
Number 2, England.
Who's number 1? You're going to go Scotland, aren't you?
We fight for that which with no man gives up but his life. Freedom!
Burn it all out!
Oh, man. I'm going to go with Scotland. I'm going to say they roll in. They are on fire. They're so excited to play their rival. Maybe it's a straight up draw right out the gate, but that keeps them rolling. And they go, we'll go Scotland. Go Scotland and England. I'm paint my face blue.
Keep dreaming. All right, here we go. Ron.
Japan, Scotland.
Oh. My heart wanted to say that.
No, really? Yeah. No England? You guys are drunk. Keep having some more of that.
I said England.
England tops the group easily in this one, I think. England are a strong team, and I'll also go with Japan coming out second. Unfortunately, I don't think Scotland stand a chance, but
well, that's what history always said.
Okay. Especially against England.
But hey, we know which side was in their pretty little metal armor drowning in the mud while the Scottish folks
That's a nice
got 'em, I'm
handle
saying.
you got there.
our new
It's like
pod.
holding it with 2 fingers. Like,
Next week we move to Scottish victories against England in war. Which, by the way, if you go to Stirling, where the Battle of Bannockburn happened, which is basically Stirling, William Wallace won. Years later, Robert the Bruce then defeated the England and secured Scottish independence at roughly the same place. And if you go to the Bannockburn and Stirling, you can see the battlefield and everything like that. But they have a big reenactment, like Civil War reenactors, but instead it's dudes running each other with armor and swords and stuff, which I bet they really do punch and hit each other. Because over here, it's probably safer with the gunpowder because you die, quote unquote, like hundreds of yards from each other. But these guys charge each other, horses, whatever. But it's these reenactors. And when I was there, it's a big sign on the museum that said, come back on, I forget what the date of it is, like June something, I believe is the battle. But it's like, come back this for our our 600th anniversary, whatever. England 0, Scotland 1. Like a soccer score on the top of the museum.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I wish I could have filmed you telling that story because the entire time your hand motion with the handle on the can was in full bloom. You were all over the place.
We're sitting in the pub swinging these things around. Yep.
Absolutely brilliant. All right. Who's next on the groups here?
Women's
Ron.
World Cup group.
How did we plan this? He got China and New Zealand, places he's been to a ton. We didn't even plan that. There you go.
That just worked out.
Take it away.
Group E for the 2019 Women's World Cup. This is a very interesting group. The Netherlands top this group at the moment. Some players of note, Jackie Groenen.
Yeah.
Phenomenal midfield player. Really good sight of the field and spots great runs and great opportunities to spring people forward. She's going to be fun to watch.
Gentlemen, do you know who she just signed for? Manchester United.
Oh.
So she'll be one woman show.
Young too, at only 24 years old. She will hopefully be a staple in that team for a long time going.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Leek Martins. That's what I'm going to say. Another midfielder. And Vivian Madama. This is a fun team to watch. I don't think they're going to be amazing in this. I think they're going to be, this is going to give them great exposure on the national stage, and they're just going to get better. They finished second in Norway's group, coming into this, matching 4-1 victories over Denmark and Switzerland. So I think this is going to be fun. They lost to Spain, at the Algarve Cup earlier this year, and they beat China on penalties. Mexico they beat, Chile they beat. So they're going to be a fun team.
Yeah, and a fairly young team too,
Yeah.
just like the men. So if they can get some momentum going in this tournament, the Olympics are in 2 years, and then we come back to it again. A lot of these players could be that main core for their team in years to come.
As long as the Netherlands can get their attacking game going, they're going to be hard to stop. I feel like they're going to be the Iceland of the 2016 Euros, right? They're going to be the underdog team that everybody loves. And then
Right now, I think that'd probably be Jamaica, though. You could see them being that more so than
Jamaica's my Iceland this year. There you go. That's over there.
Yeah, you can see that.
we shall see. So that's what is to look for in the Netherlands. Their microbrewery located in Noord-Holland is Tommy Chef Wild Ales.
Sounds fun.
It does sound like a cool place.
Tommy Chef's Wild Ales.
Tommy Chef.
How is that?
I don't know what accent that was.
It was kind of Australian.
Australian and Texan at the same time. Yeah.
And yet it's in Netherlands.
This beer is way too smooth drinking.
It is.
I could just pound it. Yeah.
And with the handle, it makes it even easier.
It's even easier. It's leverage.
Stupid $5 here. I was just like, oh, man, I should have grabbed the whole carton of them, just brought them back.
You should have
It's
given them out to all your friends. So that leads us to Canada is in this group, which makes that group much more interesting.
Yeah.
A host of Canadian players, really. Christine Sinclair, forward, who undeniably
a few World Cups too.
Yeah, and probably one of the best heading players to score goals with their heads.
Oh yeah.
Kadisha Buchanan of defense and Jesse Fleming
Strong defender
in the midfield. Canada has really stepped up a whole bunch in the past. I don't know.
What's the Ferris quote? They good. Yep.
Christine Sinclair turned 36 during the group stage. So that's, she's one of the elder stateswomen. And she's not the captain of the team. She's the heart of this team, which is really great. She's the 14-time Canadian Player of the Year.
That's a lot of times.
She's just great. So it'll be good to this is probably going to be Sinclair's retirement afterwards.
Yeah, I would assume so.
So they're going to be on the hunt for a kill, and they're going to be a vicious team to watch, which is going to be so much fun. Their microbrewery located in Vancouver, BC is Temporal Artisan Ales, which I've not had, but I can't wait to do a little research and figure them out. The next
in Vancouver, is that what you said?
Yeah. In Vancouver, BC. The next, New Zealand, which is, if I'm not mistaken, this is their first World Cup appearance. Some players of note would be Hannah Wilkinson, striker, and Ebby Ursig, which is she's a defender. They're another fun team to watch that you didn't really expect. They came out with eight consecutive victories in the run up to the World Cup.
You guys do know who their head coach now is, right?
Sermani, right?
Tom Sermani.
Yep.
Mind you, Orlando Pride have not won a game this year. Tom Sermani has taken the New Zealand
8
team
straight games up to the World Cup.
into the World Cup.
And some badass away kits, if you remember that. Ron
actually,
brought us back, too. They have some really cool kits.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
So an interesting thing is New Zealand has never made it past the group stage at a World Cup. They've never actually won a match at the tournament.
Ooh.
So
Tough group to do that, but...
Tom Sermani, though,
Yeah, true.
is a very experienced gentleman when it comes to international soccer.
Yes, he is.
So I think he's going to have them punching well above their weight.
And knows the Aussie New Zealand game very, very well. When we were when he was head coach here, we had a pride function at Crooked Can, and myself and Tony Soundsgood had just an awesome chat with him just about the game and his experiences and everything. And it was just a very just organic, just kind of standing around having. We were having some beers. He was not. He's more of a whiskey or bourbon. I don't remember. But anyways. Very knowledgeable about the game in that Pacific area there. That no surprise he's gotten them 8 wins into this tournament, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do get a win with him sitting on the bench there.
Yeah. So that brings us to their.
Did you do their brewery? Sorry.
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, sorry.
That brings
I
us
thought you were
to
moving
their
on to the
brewery.
next one. I'll shut up now.
The Craftwork Brewery. It's a nano brewery located in Oamaru, North Otago, New Zealand.
Did you try that one?
I don't have the pleasure of
Which
saying
is crazy.
yes.
Just for like 3 months, I felt like you just kept bringing in New Zealand
Every
beers.
New Zealand
I was
beer.
like-
We have a whole Lakeman
I
series
couldn't
up
even
there.
figure out how you flew back. I thought you just dumped every ounce of clothing you had and just stuffed your stuff with beer. Yeah.
There's craft brewing is alive and well in New Zealand. That's all I can say. Moving on, the last team in this Group E, Cameroon. There's a couple of interesting players to watch in here. Michaela Abam, she's the forward for this team. Gabrielle Anguni, I'm not sure I'm saying that right. Their striker. And then Christine Mane, who is
the elder statesman in the team.
Yep. And the anchor at defense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cameroon. They're going to be interesting to watch. I don't know how long they're going to hang out.
It's not an easy group they're in.
No, not
Not at all. They had a 4-0 loss to Spain
not good.
in the run up to this. And for a variety of different reasons, they didn't get to play a lot. They had a 6-month stint that was off.
Why is that?
I couldn't find it. Just said the club's announcement just says that due to a variety of factors. So I couldn't really figure that out. I think the fact that they don't have a lot of really competitive teams to play coming into the World Cup isn't going to make their lives easy. So I think you're going to watch them bounce out at the group stage. But the hope here is that since they made it this far, they're going to be a slowly rising star in international women's soccer. The hard part, like I said, is that they're not going to have competitions. They're not going to have a lot of competition in their groups in international soccer, not necessarily here in the World Cup. So I think them continuing to up their game is going to be really difficult for them over time. Sad to say. Their brewery, I think, was also one of the ones for...
Yeah, it sounds familiar,
Yeah, La Brasserie du Cameroun, BGI, microbrewery located in Cameroon.
Cool. Top 2, gentlemen.
I'm gonna go with Canada and New Zealand.
Oh, Canada. New Zealand.
In that order.
What was the stat? It hasn't had a win in the World Cup, but late picking them to go second.
I'm feeling Sermani. I'm feeling some Sermani magic.
Love it. Ron.
Netherlands, Canada.
Pretty strong. I think I will go with the same, but I'll switch it around. I'll go Canada coming out first, opposed to the Dutch.
Oh, Ron's got to take a tinkle break. I always say it because he so quietly leaves the room, and it bothers me because then
Why does it
people,
bother you?
I don't know, people need to know.
Do they? This is an audible podcast. They don't need to know. You okay there, Slugger? Sorry.
Someone went down the wrong pipe.
This is a very easy drinking beer made, and the hope was that it would be even easier when I introduce these stupid $5 handles. But they're wonderful. It makes it even easier to drink a can of beer.
If you had another 6-pack, I think I could finish it.
Oh my God, yes.
Because
It's a good tasting lager.
Drinks so smooth. And the beer we had, sorry if you're listening to this, our prior pod, recording these two back to back. Our prior pod we just finished recording was European wrap up, and we did the Tropical from That was very good too. What was that one called? Creature Comforts from Athens, Georgia. Man, we've had they're two fantastic beers tonight. But this Copperpoint Lager, I love it. And I look forward to the rest of the run of the World Cup because we tend to we all pick some fun beers based off what's going on.
Absolutely, we got a whole month of awesome soccer.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what beers we bring in based off what's happening in the World Cup.
Last group, take us home.
Women's World Cup 2019 Group F, the group that two of the teams in are going. God, this is our group. This one's, I mean. Also a little group of deathy. I always hate that term because it's overused. But several groups, it's hard to say that in this World Cup because several groups are just good. Mm-hmm. This one is no doubt good, but it is a level of good that is a little elite. I'm biased to say, but it's what I'll say. First, we start off with the United States.
USA.
Players of note, as we have listed here, midfielder, Lindsey Horan, Megan Rapinoe, Alex Morgan. But I'll just paraphrase what Alex Morgan said in an interview recently, which was, we're sending 2 starting 11s to the World Cup.
Yep.
Oh my God, yes. The squad is so stacked.
And that is the problem for other teams is if the U.S. can see this thing through to the final, it will be because of the bench.
Yes, and it could be a very tough run for them because, as we were saying earlier, they could play France out of the quarterfinals. And guess who they could possibly get in the semifinals? Germany.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy?
You're playing
Germany.
big hitters
You're doing
right there.
well.
And you're not even to the finals yet.
But you're Germany. You're doing well. You're holding the U.S. You're 1-1 against U.S. And then they got to start subbing off the bench. Here comes Carly Lloyd. It's just in the depth that the U.S. has is wonderful. We've got these mix of, the Abby Wambach era kind of got passed on and moved through. The ends of that are kind of Rapinoe, and then in the middle of that, you kind of have Alex Morgan, and then you have these newer players coming. This is a fascinating collection we're seeing right now, a crosshatch of generations. It's really fun.
And you brought an interesting. It's the first World Cup without Abby in several years. It's also the first World Cup without Hope Solo.
Yeah,
in an area that, while we have such amazing talent in midfield and the forwards and defenders,
she was the difference.
Goalkeepers could be real key to this run.
Yep.
Alyssa Nair will get the start. Ashlyn Heron and Adriana French.
Harris.
What did I say?
You said Harrison? No, you said something weird.
Did I?
It's just a couple beers that
Yeah.
made him mispronounce the end there.
Eric, give me another handle of this beer.
Gross.
A handle of beer.
Oh, that's so gross.
We'll drink that.
I like that we all drank at the same time.
Yeah, we did.
We
It got dead quiet. Ashlyn Harris. I think you dropped the N on the Harris part. You said Ashley Harrison. I'm just saying.
So moving on.
I can't pronounce names. I stutter. What the hell else do you want from me? Anyways, I do think that the goalkeepers are going to be very key to the U.S.'s chances at
It could be the difference.
at doing the double back-to-back World Cups, because it is an area that, while we have some very solid players there, they've only been to two. This is only their second World Cup for a majority of them, or for the two of them.
Only
I should
their
say.
second? When?
Nayer's second and Ashland's.
There are teams that are.
You remember Hope Solo? She has been the number one for the past 10 years prior to this.
Whose
So
World Cup
she's-
is it their first? That feels like it shouldn't be, but it is.
Oh, there's a whole slew of them.
Well-
Sam Ewis, Haran, Ali Long.
Crystal Dunn's the one that you forget. Right, she wasn't at 2015 because it feels like she
Mallory
should have been.
Pugh.
She was cut at the
Yes.
very end, but she didn't make it. Yeah, you got some hungry. That's what I mean, though. That's what's
Abby
interesting.
Dahlkemper, who will be a starting center back.
But that's what I mean.
for us.
You have a cross section of veteran. I don't want to say could get comfortable or whatever, but then you also have this new blood that is excited. This is a chance. It's, in a way, it's frustrating to be a U.S. fan because it probably provides you with the best mix that you've seen of talent. But we just happen to be going to a World Cup where the game blissfully and thankfully
Yes.
has improved across the world, and it's going to be tough.
Absolutely.
This is fascinating to me. Some of the other countries are much smaller than the United States in terms of population or what have you. And we've talked about top brewery. But so it's interesting to me that according to Untapped, the top brewery in the U.S., because I mean, the U.S. is huge, landmass wise, population wise, what have you. And craft beer is such a big deal here, is Pips Meadery, a meadery located in Beach Park, Illinois. I cannot wait to research this. If they only do mead and they are
that popular.
considered the top rated,
They don't just do meat. They do have, I don't know, like 18 different beers or something like that.
Yeah, but
that have all been rated on Rate Beer.
but that's what they're known as. They're known for.
correct.
So I'm excited to research that. That's pretty cool.
One thing to go back to real quick, I'm sorry, with the players, is that the U.S. team has kind of been plagued at injuries at some key locations. So be really careful because Lindsay Horan has been battling a leg injury most of the spring. Kelly O'Hara is still not 100% after ankle surgery. And Crystal Dunn, who's at midfield, she likes to venture forward a lot. She doesn't have no backup at left back.
And you know who's going to get time? And we didn't even say her name yet. But
Rose
it's
Lavelle?
her first World Cup. Rose Lavelle, yeah.
Yeah.
Our noir star.
Our
Noir.
favorite name. I just love the name.
Our noir
She's
star.
a brilliant player, too.
So
I really hope he takes a tournament by the neck and gets a bag full of goals. Because
That's the
she's
place to be
talented.
nervous. Injuries for the U.S.
Yeah, but we have a depth that other
Yes,
teams don't.
that-
So that's, again, if we get far, that's why.
True.
Yep.
It's Moving on. One of the nations who was like, gosh, this is our group, Thailand. This is their second World Cup. First one was in 2015. Notable players. I apologize in advance. Sushawadi. Nidamrong. Man, I'm so sorry.
That's a lot better than I could have done.
A forward for Thailand. Orati Srimani. A forward, and Kanjana Sungyoen.
You did a hell of a lot better than I would have done. I would have butchered the
apologize.
hell out of this.
So, I mean,
They're there.
they got in. They're there. They kind of had to. They did have to fight to get in there.
They got annihilated by Germany and Norway in the run-up.
And it should be
Does not bode well for a group of Sweden and
pardon me, but Sishawadi Nildamrong. Sorry if I'm getting it wrong. The forward. She is
California?
from California.
California.
So that'll be interesting how see how they do. Their brewery of note is 11th Fort Brewery, a contract brewery located in Samut Prakan,
interesting.
Thailand. Yeah.
Interesting.
They're going to bounce.
The second,
Whoa.
well,
So negative.
I
hope they get
think
a goal or two, and it's a very
my
big thing
prediction
for
is they
Thailand.
do better than this next team.
Okay.
This other team who is like, ugh, this is the group we're in, Chile. Chile has struggled. Their players of note, Yanara Ado, forward and midfielder, and Christine Endler, goalkeeper. Chile has, they've just been struggling with this group. I forgot about that. I was looking at some of the older previous games. But in April, Netherlands beat them 7-0. I think Thailand might do better than they do in this group. We'll see.
Yeah, Chile has a lot of problems with fitness.
Yes.
And it's going to be real tough.
Their brewery of note is Jester Chile microbrewery located in Chile.
They're winless in 9 games.
Winless in 9 games.
That's not good.
That's where I think Thailand.
That's not
will-
rolling into
yeah.
the tournament with any.
I think
sort of
Thailand
momentum.
can get a win, and I think that's how they get it.
They go and bounce.
And then the other team that makes this a rough group.
Ooh.
And I love the name of their brewery, but Sweden, another team that is just fantastic. Sophia Jacobson,
Very good
forward, Stina Blackstenius. We'll see if that's how you say that. That's in fact, let me just go ahead and say on record, that's not how you say that. Another forward, and Caroline Seger, midfielder. Sweden, not a shabby team. These are folks who have been an early strong contenders in the Women's World Cup, just like the United States. Let's see. There was a stat over here I wanted to give. The Stina Blackstenius, she's got a ton of experience doing extremely well against some of the better teams. She was in the under-19 World Cup a few years ago, or 4 years ago, I should say, and scored the only goals that Sweden had against the United States in a quarterfinal victory and against Germany in the gold medal match in their Olympic campaign. And she's probably going to be very instrumental to how far they go.
Agreed.
Her and Jacobson are going to be very strong. That's just her third World Cup, and she's going to need to put the ball in the back of the net. She hasn't done a great deal for Sweden, but she's really going to need that driving number 9 force up front.
And here's
there.
the trick: tactically, they know how to play tactically. They know how to get a result they need, even if it isn't exciting, just as they did to the United States in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So they're just dangerous. They're very dangerous.
I think they're probably the team in all of these groups that can figure out a tactic and execute it the best.
Yes, absolutely. Tactically,
Yeah.
astute.
if the United States has the best collection of just players, Sweden might be some of the best tacticians.
Is Sundhagen still their coach?
She is, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Who?
Now that you've asked that,
I'm almost
She used
positive she is.
to. She started the women's revolution for U.S. soccer, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she moved to Sweden.
They got way better real fast under her.
real quick.
Their brewery of note, and
No, she's not. I forgot. Wasn't there something that happened where she
Where's she at now?
I don't remember what something
their
happened,
coach
and
now?
she's no longer. It is Peter Gargison.
There you go. So
All right.
pretty good.
Yeah, she's not. That's right. There's something that something occurred. I don't know what it was, but yeah, she got dispelled after the Olympics, and they have a new coach. So, but he's done well for them, and I think he really can at least get them a strong showing in this group. Can they go far in the group? I'm not so sure. Or in the tournament, I should say.
I agree with you.
Their brewery of note is one of my favorite named breweries also we have up here.
Sounds pretty cool.
Wizard Brewing. I love it. That's Wizard. It's so Wizard.
It's located in Sweden.
I wonder
not
why it
Chile.
has a
I
bit.
know, we just noticed. Ron just did me an assist because you had their microbrewery located in Chile. I was like, I think
No.
he copy pasted by accident.
Yeah.
They are Gothenburg, Sweden.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Gothenburg.
I was trying to rush you.
Gothen.
This
Yeah.
group does.
Gothen.
But isn't it Gothenburg? Isn't it like
Gothenburg.
a dental DH?
Gothenburg.
Gothenburg.
Wow.
Yeah.
We were all just really
We were really bad Swedish chefs.
Yeah,
just
Gothenburg.
Okay, so I'll
Gothenburg.
go ahead and put us down for United States coming out first overall for all of us. Basically, the second team coming out.
It's
Obvious.
Sweden.
Okay, all right. Don't
In this group, it's Sweden.
Sweden.
I don't think any. No.
Which this is really good for the U.S. and really bad for the U.S.
Get them out of the way, but
It's
yes.
good for the U.S. because it's something easy to build your confidence on. It's bad because it's easy.
Can I throw something else out though? Actually,
No, it's nice doing these picks with the United States actually being a term that we use in the World Cup. It's just nice.
Because it's the women's game.
exactly.
You know, though, I will say this. This is one of those weird things. Lose early, piss you off. This is a group they could afford to have a bad loss against a team like Sweden and still advance, even if they only advance in second. Get that like rough game out of your way and go forward. I always get nervous when my teams do great to start off with,
Right.
and you're like, oh, where's that? But here's where you can afford. You are lucky to be in this group. U.S. and Sweden, they can afford to work some kinks out right here. In this group because the two of them are advancing. Thailand and Chile.
and if you come,
Chile are
and if you
not.
come out first, you have the possibility of getting France and Germany back-to-back games.
So
right.
it might be better to come in second.
Yeah.
Let's lose that game.
Well, I don't know that, but yeah, I mean, it's
look.
you want to win a medal.
But you know though, either way you shake it,
I was thinking the
not the
Olympics.
Olympics.
Sorry,
it's gonna be rough. Either way you shape it, it is gonna be rough for any team.
Gentlemen, give me 4 teams out of these 6 groups. 4 teams that will come in third that will advance, if you so can.
Okay. I think I'd pick Nigeria from Group A.
Okay, there's one. Y dos or tres más.
Brazil, because I did not pick them in
That
that
is
group.
correct.
Isn't it only 3 third place teams?
4, from my
Okay.
understanding. Yeah,
Netherlands, because I didn't pick them.
that is a true fact.
Japan. There we go. That's my 4 threes. 4 thirds.
Cool. I just had to confirm that it was. Yeah.
Somehow I actually remembered. Yeah.
Yes, you did. You were absolutely right. Ron.
New Zealand,
Okay, I like it.
England.
Oh, that's right. You didn't pick England, did you?
Nope.
Sandbagger.
You sandbagging son of a Jamaica,
Jamaica.
China.
And China, the People's Republic. Okay, I will go with. And this has been much more tough for me because I didn't remember what the hell I picked and I didn't pick. I will go with Norway because I did not pick Norway to begin with. I picked Nigeria. I will also go with. I'm going to go with Italy.
Ooh.
And that'll play into
Yeah.
something that's coming here in a bit on these quick fire questions that we'll ask. I will also go with why not? Let's go with Scotland.
Aye, laddie.
Hey, laddie. That was more Irish, but whatever.
Aye, laddie. They say laddie too.
Do they? And then I will also go with New Zealand as well, because I did not pick them, and cheering for our boy.
Certain death. Zero chance of survival.
Tom
success.
Shermani.
What are we waiting for? I just watched Lord of the Rings this past week.
Did you there?
Rewatched, I should say.
That's there. Thank you.
Every
That's
time.
4 weeks of your life.
But as soon as Scotland popped up, though, I just imagined John Rhys Davies Dwarf saying that, though. Certain death, zero chance of success. What are we waiting for?
All right, gentlemen, your dark horse team from this tournament.
Scotland, baby.
Ooh, Blake going with Scotland.
Slap the blue handprint on my face. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
If they go far, we're not going to do a beer pick. We have a Scotch pick.
Love it. Ron.
Norway.
Norway.
That pod made no sense after 20 minutes.
10 minutes in, they were all drunk.
I will go with Jamaica. I really think they can be a strong dark horse. I had them coming out of the group, so
I'm not going to lie. Scotland is my Iceland this go round. Jamaica is the real close one, though.
Yeah.
I do like their story.
All right. Hey, we're going to go with the biggest shock of the tournament. Blake.
Okay. Remind me how does it work that a third place can move on?
What
are the rules?
You have to be. Oh gosh, the actual
Sorry,
I don't know. You have to have. I think it's a combination between points and goals overall. So not necessarily within your group, because obviously if you would get third, you wouldn't top the group. But between all the other groups, if you top, man, if you top the points and goals numbers, then it's basically essentially the top 4 third place teams.
See, that makes it tough because I want to say one of my biggest shocks would be a certain team's not making it out of the group stage.
That's what
but
that's what mine's
feel
going
like
to be.
They could still do it because of the third place scenario.
Well, that's what mine's going. If you would you like me to go first?
Why don't you go first?
I don't think Brazil is going to get out of it at all. I think Brazil unfortunately is going to have a very tough time, and I think that's my biggest shock because they should, but I don't think they will.
Man, if we're talking shocker, this is tough.
Ron, you got one?
England doesn't make it.
You had him going in third.
But I can still have a shock.
Right. But that's a shock. Okay. But yeah.
England doesn't make it out of the group. Sorry, I kind of cut you off there. Okay.
My shocker is Germany gets eliminated immediately following the group stage.
Ooh.
I think they'll make it out of group stage, but they get knocked out.
Oh, okay. That would be pretty big if
I can't see them not advancing either in the third place.
Okay.
Yeah, but they get knocked out right following.
Okay. Golden boot.
Sam Kerr.
Shit.
I kind of thought we might all pick the same person at one point with that.
Shit. Did I mention shit? That's a hard one to pick.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Who's up?
I said
me.
Sam Kerr.
Anybody can go at this point.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to go with a dark horse.
Who you got?
I'm going to go with our noir star herself.
Rose Lavelle.
Bags herself 6 goals in this tournament. Leads the U.S. to gold. Not to gold. It's not the Olympics. The cup. It's the second time I've done that.
What?
We're not going to lead her to gold. We're going to lead her to the cup.
You keep picking the Olympics.
All right, Ron.
Rose Lavelle. There we go. 6 goals. I'll call the number right now.
I'm like pouring through the list of forwards and strikers.
Plus, who's going to actually last? Long enough to get some.
Exactly. That's
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Francis Renard.
Okay. Yeah.
She already has 2. He cheated.
No, but no, that's a good one.
Cool. And the next pod, once I get all this into what is a very complicated bracket that we found out when Ron and I were looking at the brackets earlier, like, holy heck, three BEC can play 1B, and then 1C plays
So
1F.
do yourself a favor and don't go to the FIFA website.
But the app is good. But the
app
website
is
is
good.
It
The
automatically
website.
defaults to list mode. It
what
doesn't
you're
go
s-
to, it's so
What
weird.
you're saying, though, is we're going to make our picks for group. Then once we determine who has actually made it out of,
These are picks for groups, correct? Well,
then,
right.
then we will pick our next step, or we will.
So we've already picked our teams coming out of the group.
So we're going to do a little different.
Next pod, we will fill out the bracket entirely.
Okay.
And then we will start
Because
the
you have-
brewery bracket. We
you have-
won't complete it, but we will start the brewery bracket and basically pick our
you
breweries
have
coming out of the
gone
group.
through the tome of the FIFA website and figured out how to, so we can do it.
Kind of.
Okay. Because that caught us with the guys one, right? Oh, no, it caught us with the MLS. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Where we
Exactly,
were doing it,
exactly.
and then, like, oh, right, it doesn't work this way.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, this will be a great month. Of course, I want
Fantastic
the
month.
U.S. to go all the way, but I just anticipate this will be a really fun World Cup.
Very, very fun.
Agreed.
This is going to be a fun World Cup. So, if you enjoy listening to the show, tell your friends, spread the word around, or leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to us, Stitcher, what have you. Take a screen grab, get it to us. We'll get you a koozie and a magnet in the mail. We still have a couple of those left. Follow us on Untappd, so we can see what beers you're drinking. You see what we're drinking. And also make sure to follow us on whether you do Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're on all those places. Chat with us. And I think that's got us up. Nope. Ron's got one.
One more thing. Sorry. So I've been home for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But
Week and a half?
The last time
You
I
were
was
real jet lagged last time I saw you. That's all I know.
I was in China the last time and I brought home presents, but I forgot because I was jet lagged out of my mind the last time. So I went to a couple of breweries, Slow Boat Brewing.
Ferris, he couldn't.
The old slow boat.
Oh, that is my favorite Chinese brewery
Oh,
name.
I love it.
Slow Boat Brewery Koozie.
That's right. I remember seeing this
on.
on Untapped, right?
Yeah.
On Untappd?
I went to Boxing Cat Brewing, which has
That's
puzzles
look at that.
of their.
That's rad.
That's cool.
So from China, that's for you, Blake. And then I went to Nassau on a cruise, and that's for you, Ferris.
Oh,
What?
wow. A world traveler. All I bring back is a stupid $5 handle for
Boxing
a can.
Cat Brewery. I love it. That's awesome, dude.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Skull and cross bottles.
Yeah, is that cool?
Love it.
Oh, that is rad.
That is awesome.
That is rad.
Yeah, Pirate Republic Brewing.
Yes, I was so jealous that you went
This
there.
one is
There's so much-
Boxing Cat, and check it out. Little Boxing Cat up there, ready
That's
to duke it
awesome.
out like Rocky. That's awesome.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to do it the last pod. I was
It's okay.
All
You were
good,
jet
man.
lagged.
jet lagged. All right, now we're done.
I think that's got us. The only thing we have to do, I didn't do it on the last pod. The last pod
Oh,
was
you did.
this
That's
one.
true. Ooh.
End it with a dad joke. Y'all just let me know when
Stop.
you. Okay. Here in the book. Oh man.
Yep. Here it goes.
Oh man. Oh, in,
Those of you listen to the first pod, you're welcome.
in
This didn't happen.
honor of both England having a good team and France has a good team, and the tournament is actually in France. Dad joke number 166. Oh man.
Go on, laddie.
What did the first attempt? Why did the first attempt at building the Channel Tunnel rail line fail? Why did the first attempt at building the Channel Tunnel rail line fail?
Why?
The builders realized they had Britain off more than they could chew.
That is so funny. And it should not be. And Britain off more than they can chew. It's probably because we've had that many beers.
It said it was England, France, and it's just a channel choo.
Good night. Jesus.
Love the beer, cherish the game, the Brewtiful Game.
We have handles on a fucking can of beer.